So a lot of people like doing CrossFit, high intensity interval training, exercise that involve weight bearing through the arms. That's plank, push-ups, burpees, all those sorts of things. An essential muscle called serratus anterior. This muscle is important for stabilizing your shoulder blade on the rib cage. And this is important because your whole arm is actually kind of a floating limb. The only thing that actually connects it to your body is this shoulder blade, which is attached to the body through muscles. So one of the most important muscles for stabilizing that shoulder blade and therefore your whole arm onto the body is serratus anterior. So it connects to the bottom angle of the shoulder blade on the inside portion of it. And it's got 8 finger-like projections. That's why it's called serratus, that attach to your first 8 ribs here. So it comes like a hand kind of gripping the rib cage. And when we engage it, what happens is that the shoulder blade kind of hugs up against the rib cage. So this muscle really needs to come on any time that we're stabilizing through our arm. We're stabilizing our arms, like weight bearing through our arms in bird dog, plank, doing push-ups. If we lose it, we're putting a lot more stress through our neck and shoulders. So I'm going to show you first with the wall a nice way to access that muscle just so you know you can feel it. And then we can transfer that movement from the wall to the ground. So what you're going to do is put your hands about shoulder width apart on the wall. And I want you to make your arms quite solid. So if you have your arms kind of bent and the elbows winging out, you're not really stabilizing well through the rotator cuff, which are other muscles of the shoulder that stabilize. So I want you to engage your tricep, which is this muscle on the back, and basically it just straightens your elbow. And if you tend to hyperextend your elbow, you don't want it to lock out. You want to make sure that it's just straight. So when I engage my triceps, my arms are very strong and steady. And I'm going to kind of almost wrap the inner part of the elbow in so that it's not coming out like I showed you, but it's rotating in. So the outward part of my shoulder is actually rotating out while the elbow's coming in. So I'm strong through the arms. That's setting the foundation correct. And then from there, I don't want to bend my elbows at all, but what I want to do is I want to sink my chest towards the wall as if my shoulders are coming backwards towards each other. And then I want to push the wall away from me. And my shoulder blades are kind of floating apart on my rib cage and hugging up against the rib cage. Now, when I'm doing this right here, that's where serratus is engaged and shortened. So this kind of lengthens the muscle. I'm not losing my arms here. I'm not bending them at all. And then I'm pushing the wall away. And if you do this several times really slowly and kind of hold at the end here, you can kind of get a sense of that muscle and you'll kind of start to get fatigued through your arms. It doesn't look like I'm doing much, but when you really isolate that muscle, it can start to get fatigued. And the place where you build strength is actually going to that part where you feel like you can't do any more. You're tired, your arms feel like they're gonna give out. So you're just holding it, controlling back. The shoulder blades are coming together on the rib cage. And then I'm pushing the wall away from me, keeping my arms steady. And really I get the sense like my shoulder blades are coming forward on my rib cage and they're just hugging up against the back wall of my rib cage.